Okay, we've got the Ozone RUSH 6. So this is a high B glider. If you're looking for performance, Ozone know a thing or two about performance. This glider is no exception. Top of the class in terms of performance. We'll see once we're in the air. Having a look down at the riser set, we've got a very simple, slender riser set. Everything's professional these days, everything looks good. You've got slim risers. The lines are unsheathed, all of them. So you've got a Kevlar line set. There's one line that looks like it's sheathed, but that's just the big ears, outer A. Otherwise everything is unsheathed from the bottom. And you've got a little bridge system with a bit of neoprene for your hand for the back riser steering. Let's have a look at the wing quickly. That's quite interesting. I mean, Ozone were the first really to come in with the whole shark nose concept. And when you look here at the Rush, very little evidence of a shark nose. It's very, very subtle. Got a narrow opening and these little strings to try and maintain leading edge shape, particularly accelerated. But otherwise, looks very simple, and I expect some balanced handling in the air. We'll go and have a look. We've still got some thermals around, so hopefully we can play. I'll see you in the sky. Okay, Rush 6. Just a lovely ellipse overhead. Brakes are fairly short already. I can feel them taking there, so don't hang on the brakes. And that's just a comfortable place to put your hands. That's soft brakes. Doesn't have a hard contact point there. We can do this, try and get a trim speed for you. 35 is where I'm sitting. Now I want to go into full bar if I can. I'm doing as much as I can, and I've run out of travel, so I'm going to need to just straighten it up a little and try and keep it there. So I'm getting 48 at that position. Yeah, 48 is about as much as I could do. And now I'm going in a half bar, and I'm just going to use this back riser steering. It's a very nice feeling of controlling the angle of attack. Good feeling. I'll be happy with flying accelerated and very smooth, a little soft, but pleasant. So it's quite an easy glider to just put in a little nip extra brake like there where I wanted to avoid the other glider. It's fairly soft brake contact. So there's not a lot of pressure, but you can progressively put a bit more in. I quite like the feeling of that. I like its easy control. It does respond to roll input, and I'm not feeling like I'm getting bumped around a lot, even though these conditions are fairly sporty. We've got quite a difference here between snow and forest and rocks. And I'm able to get a very tight corner, which is really cool. So nice and agile. I'm not feeling like it's going forward much. I'm not having to control that pitch. It's just cutting into the air nicely. If anything, it feels like it's sitting just 5 degrees back from vertical. That's the thing I think the Rush does very well, is those little like hook back to go and get the lift. And I'm really not needing to catch much, but I feel like it's really nice just with a little touch. a little catch like that, just to active fly. That was a fairly good whack of turbulence. Seemed fairly happy to go through that. So I would say relaxing if I wanted to characterize the wing. I'm relaxed flying in this environment. I'm getting little nudges from the wing. I'm not getting a lot of information forward. It's fairly reduced or calm about searching forward. Pleasant. A sensible wing. Really nice. Okay, so I'm going to just fly a half bar just as I would kind of glide on my transition, and I'm just going to feel a little bit about that steering contact. That's lovely. That feels like you've got the wing in your hand. It's definitely a softness to the glider. I don't mean that it's soggy or baggy, it's just soft. It doesn't have a sharp, bumpy edge to it. That's really cool. Okay, let's do some big ears. Just gently going down. Nice big ears and very stable. I'm on half bar now, and as expected, fairly easy to turn because the roll control. Little flappage coming up there. I'm going to release them. They're coming out on their own. They're quite happy. Happy days. It's going to do a little asymmetric. Tuck it in. That's sort of a 45 and back under course. Those sort of moves don't tell you a lot. The EN testing guys know what they're doing, but it gives you a bit of an idea of the energy in the wing. So just to talk about the brake pressure, as I said, it's fairly soft. It's moderate pressure but soft feeling, down to about there. It's starting to get increased pressure, and that would be the stall point there. No surprise. That doesn't have any bite in it. It's just, I'm holding it down, it's flying slowly. Yeah, very predictable. On the climb, I can put in too much brake on the one side and you get that little flick on the tip. This is the point now where you shouldn't put in too much brake. Just a little slide. That keeps me happy. I'm very confident about the feeling there. And the spin and stall point, I have no worries with. Let's just check out the pitch. How sensitive is it to doing these little climbing inputs? So there, it has a fairly quick response and reaction to that, and a fair amount of forward diving. Not extreme, but certainly high B, like what, going like that, but doesn't feel like it's at the top of the class in terms of demands to me. I'm not sure about beeline stall. You'd have to check the manual, but I'd expect with this bridge system, it looks a little complicated. You might be able to beeline stall on that riser set. I'd like to check the manual first. So I'll do some gentle moves here. A spiral to the right. So very quickly you build up a lot of descent speed. So really good for spiral descent. It's the roll response that's really exceptional on the Rush 6. I think you've got that freedom to roll. It's kind of a sporty feeling, and you can use that in various ways. When you're thermaling, when you're wanting to go back, when you're wanting to avoid somebody, you definitely have a quick response on this glider if you need it. Like I'm going along this way, I want to turn and avoid. Very quick 180. Probably the quickest of any glider I've flown in this festival. Parking into the valley breeze. I'm going to move myself upwind a little bit, because you never know if it's faster wind lower down. That's kind of a position I'd prefer to approach from. Gives you all the options that you need. You can watch what's happening.
Join me in my flight academy and follow a step-by-step system of pilot progression. All the courses are now included in the membership. Level up and gain skills and confidence with me. Be part of a great pilot community and get your questions answered.
Just testing the back risers there. That's quite nice to pin the glider down. Still works. Rush 6.
Thanks to Monica, Johanna and Florina and everyone involved in the STUBAI Cup. I had a great time and recommend you come next year.